right, Drake Riggs here with the man himself, Jorge Gamebred Masvidal, as we get ready for Gamebred Fighting Championship, man, back in the promoter chair as we are now full time. I mean, how are things, Jorge? Have you been enjoying it a lot more since, putting it as your main focus now?
It's been a good part of my focus for the better part of like 2 years. More is like, let me put this together and then hand off this, or maybe only be involved to a certain extent. Now I'm involved in everything, And I just want to do the best I can by the fighters while doing the best I can for the consumer, and just putting on some legendary fights, under some legendary conditions, bro.
Absolutely, man. And I mean, what kind of would you say that was kind of the main motivation for like why you want to do this? And like, when did the idea first come to you of when you wanted to get into the promoter game and putting on fights yourself?
Right. Ever since I started understanding the promoting game in my 20s, I started I think one day I'm going to take a part of this, I didn't know when exactly or how, and as I started getting more and more of a fame in the career, I was like, now might be the time to launch the test trials, So I launched a couple fights. It went well. I got a great reception. I was able to get great fighters on the card, So the snowball kept rolling, and now we're official as a referee's whistle, getting this money. And I'm going to keep getting the biggest names I can, a bare knuckle to come throw down and fight, and the biggest dogs, And I promise nothing but violence, man. Good scientific violence.
Love to hear it. And what would you say has been the toughest part, though, about being a promoter? Because obviously we hear all Dana's stories, Scott Coker's, everybody's got a story, right, as promoter and dealing with fighters. But is that the number one toughest thing, or is there other stuff behind the scenes that people don't know about? What's the toughest thing in your experience so far?
I mean, I'll let everybody at home do the math. You're dealing with, on this particular occasion, 24 fighters. Each one of them got a personality, and fighters, man, me being one, I can tell you this much. You can't tell them what to do. You kind of just got to, guide them and hey, would you want to do this and that, and,
Especially without gloves.
Yeah, being in the fight world, it's a very special, different world than the rest of the world, You got to be able to swim in both waters. But, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the promoting world that's rather interesting, a lot of people selling dreams,
Yeah.
Makes it hard to be a promoter.
I hear you, man. And obviously, great card coming up tomorrow night. Going to give you a tough question, but matchup you're most looking forward to. Obviously, the top two are kind of always the highlights, right? But is there another one that stands out to you, maybe? You're like, don't miss that one.
One that a lot of people might not know, but I've seen both these guys fight live, bare knuckle. That's the only reason why I'm vouching for this one. Shank and Paulino is going to be a fucking war that people will talk about. I hope this fight gets seen by people, because I know this is one that there's a lot of them that I'm betting on, but I think this one's gonna be dark horse special type of fight.
All right, man. And I mean, obviously, you kind of hinted at a little bit about wanting to bring in more and more people, but who are some fighters, I guess, that are maybe not on the radar, but guys just in general you think would be really good at, being a part of bare knuckle MMA like this?
I got one hell of a grappler that's coming to do MMA bare knuckle. Is gonna break the internet. Just him alone, not me saying that after I announce, yo, so-and-so's coming over here to fight. People are going to go, their head's going to pop.
Can I make a guess?
I mean, yeah, I won't answer you. I'll hit you with the
Gordon Ryan comes right to mind, but...
That is a great guess, though. That's a fucking hell of a guess.
I guess we'll wait and see.
But no, it's not Gordon Ryan. If we could come to an agreement with him in the future, love to have that guy. I think he'd be top dog, top-notch pick, for a lot of the skills that he brings in and his particular style of finish. He's not going to lay on top of guys and hug somebody to death. So he'd definitely be somebody we'd love to get. But no, the deal, hopefully in about 2 to 3 weeks, we'll be able to break the deal on who the grappler is.
I mean, you and Dean did mention Werdum yesterday, too.
There's been we've been talking to Werdum's camp for a minute. We would love to get Werdum in the right fight, which would be only a super fight. 2-time heavyweight UFC champion. That's a free agent, that's not far removed from his prime, that looks in incredible shape. I'm watching a lot of his training videos. The guy's in great shape, so this is somebody we definitely want to match up at some point, whether it's coming to fight for a title or coming for the #1 contendership. We definitely got our eyes on Werdum, as well as Junior Dos Santos and many other great heavyweights that are out there that we could, bring him into this side.
Was it difficult kind of juggling the last boxing event while you were mid-camp? I know obviously you weren't at that one, but still dealing with things behind the scenes, I'm sure. Was that tough at all?
I was dealing with a lot, but I got to give a shout out to my boy Dean too, that's standing right there, that, made it easy for us to do that. Did a lot of that stuff that I didn't have to do, so I could go and perform, and compete and do my thing.
Yeah, man, and I mean, just to kind of springboard off that, you know, the
I'm
last.
out this bitch. I gotta go. You feel me?
All right, Jorge. Yeah, appreciate the time, brother.